This is a grassroots.
Good.
No, no, grassroots in another language is actually bottom up. Bottom into your TikTok. Na useme niko na huru kuingia kwa chama. Si kupigania kiti ama cheo katika chama kwa sababu mimi ni waziri wa serikali. But that notwithstanding, we serve in a public office. Then that public office requires as much neutrality as possible, and you serve everybody in equal share, noting that under the law, your work is to serve the nation. Here I passed by because the grassroots elections for UDA, and I'm a member of UDA party. Although I'm a cabinet secretary, I'm also a member. Before I became a cabinet secretary, I was the key coordinator in Muranga and also nationally in some areas. Like I was leading the women battalion for Kenya Kwanza. That time we had already become now Kenya Kwanza. But in terms of party affiliation, I am a member of the party. I'm actually a live member of this party called UDA. And today in Muranga, the entire Muranga, all the 7 sub-counties are holding some grassroots discussions or conversations, awareness creation for the key coordinators of the polling stations so that they can be able to get necessary information to assist them to arrive at a successful party grassroots elections. There will be 20 positions at each polling stations out for grab. Competition is necessary, but we want to encourage them to have healthy competition ndio wajenge chama cha UDA. And therefore, I take this opportunity to announce that in terms of Muranga County, I and a few elected leaders, including PS Elijah, we are coordinating some of the activities in terms of giving information sharing. And therefore, I also thought that this is an important forum. We have said we have at least 150 members of grassroots at polling station level meeting in every sub-county today. In fact, some are meeting in the afternoon. Others have already met this morning. In Kandara, they have met this morning. And I was dispatched to at least come and disseminate necessary information in terms of government programs. Even as they go to elections, because they need necessary information in terms of what the government is doing, what are the policies guiding the government in terms of implementation, particularly the promises that UDA as a party, through our president, William Ruto, promised. I have highlighted to them the success in terms of recruiting over 75,000 teachers so that we lift the burden from the public. Because whenever there is a gap in teaching staff, it is the boards and the parents that actually meet that burden. In this regard, within 3 years, the government has been able, other than the funding models that we have, has been able to recruit over 75,000 teachers within those 3 years. And by next year, we shall have recruited a total of 120,000 teachers. That is a record. Give it to the government that is a record. And in fact, the president has already assured, because we have been having backlog, that we shall look at the backlog of unemployed trained teachers that are already under TSC register and supposed to be employed. We will ensure that we come out all those teachers who have gone 5-10 years. And I'm sure by next year we should not have any backlog in terms of people not being employed. I've also been able to educate them a bit or inform them on the successes of SHA. And the first responsibility of every person in this country for them to benefit from SHA and SHIF is to ensure that you are a registered member. You have been registered in the system, in the health insurance system. If you're not registered, even your criticism and rejection of the system, of the SHA itself in terms of a facility, a health facility, then you really don't know what you are doing. It is working in most cases, and where there is a challenge, maybe sometimes the hospitals have an issue of they have not received remittance. There is also a lot of false claims being filed still by hospitals, and those we are happy that SHA is also actually managing to shift and get people who intend to use and eat money belonging to Kenyans who are sick, or money set aside by the Kenyans themselves, because whatever money SHA is managing is money from the people, the public, through registration, through the amount that you pay, the 7,000 to 8,000 per year. So I want this team, as they go for grassroots, these questions will arise for them to know that they can encourage and assist, if necessary, the people to register themselves at the SHA. I have also been able to disseminate information regarding the housing program. If we will have a successful program in this particular government, if William Ruto will count his legacies 1 to 10, housing, affordable housing, will be legacy number one, pillar number one. And I'm happy that so far the takeoff has been challenging, including court cases, but we are at a very, very comfortable stage, and our pace now of takeoff is excellent. We know the teething problems are done with, we know our budget, and we know where we are going, that we want to build at least 1 million houses by the time we finish our first term. And I'm very serious. When I say our first term, I see a very easy crossover to second term, term 2 for William Ruto. And especially when we deliver to the country the houses we have set up, the project ongoing so far with over 350,000 units, they will speak for themselves. They will campaign for this particular government, the Kenya Kwanza government. And I'm sure they are going ahead there. I see a lot of interest towards joining and making coalitions with the Kenya Kwanza partners. And therefore, that information is important for these people. This is just a small sample here. We had over 150 people here. Every polling station has a representative. Bona kuna watu walikuwa wanasema watu hawataki chama. These people know that they are working with the party that has formed the government with others. I think I will say also that the road network, infrastructure in terms of road network in this country, that William Ruto will finish by maybe 2029, we will have gone very far in terms of Nairobi Mau Summit Road. All the way, the plan is to make sure we reach Malava and we also reach Kisumu in different routes. My Mahio will also be sorted. In that process, my Mahio will be sorted. Hapa Muthaiga, Kiambu, Duberi, that work is on the desk, and it's one of the roads that we should be able to implement, to commence, launch this year. Of course, we are hoping and we plan as a government to do a flyover, maybe an expressway from Pangani to Keno, to ease the jam, the traffic that has developed because, of course, of population growth along business and when we talk population, we forget that it is business, the growth of business. The upcoming developments along Thika Road have been huge in the last several years, and that's a good thing. But it also has told us that we need to assist the public to ease the traffic, the number of hours we are spending now in this dual carriage. It's money that we should count, and therefore we are using securitization or even PPP to make sure that this road, by the way, the road will pay for itself. Once a PPP project is given, construct in whatever number of years we agree, then you start charging. Yule anataka kupitia juu atalipa, just the way we are paying for expressway. Wale wengine tutapitia chini, and that means the population, the traffic will be eased. We save a lot of time. So this will be a game changer. Hapa Keno, Marwa, all the way. The plan is to go all the way to Isiolo. Hii kazi tulikuta ikiwa halfway. The progress so far is good. Both contracts, because so far there are 2 contracts, are maybe at 75%. I don't have the exact figure, but from my own assessment, intelligent assessment, would be 75 plus. And that's a good thing. And these networks I'm talking about around here are everywhere. I believe there are plans, and the government has said so through even the minister and the president. There are plans also to expand Mombasa highway all the way to Nairobi. The railway will also, SGR, will be extended to Kisumu. Hata ikifika Kampala na Entebbe si sawa. That is what we should look at. There are so many projects and programs of the government that are running, and you can't close a conversation without discussing the price of food coming down. And one main factor that contributed to that is basically to change. Instead of giving money to people, individual millers, as a subsidy, bring that money to the price of fertilizer, bring it down so more people can access good fertilizer, and then production goes up immediately. These people needed that information, na tena kwa sababu pia ni watu wa my former constituency, tumekubaliana lazima Kandara iongoze kwa hii region in terms of the campaign for the grassroots, participation of the people, and of course going forward, support for the government. Kwa ingine na andũ aya twaiguithania mekũiyũria Busalisa wa grassroots